The way I view politics, the way I view life, is the way I view sports. I am what I would term a radical centrist. Right? A radical centrist. If you told me a far left view on politics, I would probably say, no. And a far right view, I would say, no. I'm somewhere in the middle on just about. And that somehow has become a radical idea that I'm sitting there in the center. Right? I'm sitting there in the center. And the same is true in sports. What happens is these radical ideas become normalized, and so the normal ideas become radicalized. I'm supposed to say, man, the Packers got over on the Jets. Yeah. Brian Gutekunst got over on them. Or I'm supposed to say, like, the Jets are amazing. Because there's no middle ground in anything anymore. When the truth is, Aaron Rodgers is freaking awesome as a quarterback. When he's engaged, when he's in a good place, when he's motivated, he's probably the best to ever play the position. Right? His issue was, and has always been, his greatest strength is what sometimes leads to his greatest failure, which is he doesn't carry a chip on his shoulder. He's got a bag of chips. It both motivates him, but also can deplete him as well. Colin likes to call him a front runner. But really what it is like, look, he feels the weight of expectations, and when things aren't going well, he allows those same chips that motivated him to weigh him down. We can't win here. But he's a great quarterback. And if you listen to his press conference, you're like, man, kind of charming. Yeah. Part of being a quarterback is the ability to lead grown men, to make them believe. You think he can't do that with media members and with you and me? Of course he can. All these great quarterbacks, all of them, Mahomes, Hurts, Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, whatever. When you meet them and they want to turn on the charm, you will think they're your best friend. They're your best friend. They're amazing. And so the truth is that, yeah, the Packers did really, really well, considering he didn't want to play for the Packers anymore. And part of the delay apparently was they reworked his contract, or some of the language in the contract, that opens up $14.5 million in cap room this year for the Packers. They did as well as they possibly could do. But I want you to ask yourself this for 1 second. Strip out all the feelings and emotions. If you're a Packers fan, would you rather have 12 as your quarterback or Jordan Love for one season? Of course you'd rather have Aaron Rodgers. Because when he's right and things are right, he's the best in the league. And it's not really all that close. So, yeah, did the Jets win the trade? Yes. Did the Packers win the trade? Yes. There's just a lot to it. That's why it's called a trade. It's a somewhat fair trade. They got the first ballot Hall of Famer who's now motivated, got enough gas in the tank, but the downside is you have no idea what happens at the end of this year. You have no idea what will happen if they get off to a poor start. You have no idea if, some of the things that can become kind of annoyances about him drag into New York. And for the Packers, finally don't have to answer Aaron Rodgers questions. But we have no idea if Jordan Love's any good. And if he's not any good, you've put yourself in a position with multiple first-round picks this year into, next year to maybe move up and get the next quarterback. That's the best you can do. But the Jets won it because they got the star player. The Packers won it because they did about as well as they could do. And Aaron Rodgers won it because, well, what he wanted was to get paid and to try playing somewhere else. Everybody wins. Here's Aaron Rodgers on the talks about him being old.
I'm an old guy, so I want to be a part of a team that can win it all. And I believe that this is a place we can get that done.
Here's Aaron Rodgers on the Jets.
I'm here because I believe in this team. I believe in Coach Saleh. I believe in the direction of Joe Douglas. Obviously, he's drafted really well.
Here's Aaron Rodgers on where he's supposed to be.
I believed it was going to happen the entire time. Just a matter of, I think, waiting each other out. My intention coming out of the darkness was to pursue this opportunity. And I enjoyed the meeting with, Woody and Christopher came out. These two guys, Hack, and I just got a great feel with all those guys about the possibility. And as I leaned into it, getting back into some more strenuous workouts, I just really believe that this was where I was supposed to be. A lot of things had to come together, and I believe there was some major synchronization to make this happen. But I'm excited about the opportunity here. I always believed this was possible, and things moved pretty quickly on Monday, and thankfully I'm here now.
Here's Aaron Rodgers talking about Nathaniel Hackett and his role.
A big reason I'm here, got to mention, is Nathaniel Hackett, who's here. Hack and I became really close friends in Green Bay, and I love him like a brother. I believe in him. Really happy to be back working with him.
I thought this was the great, charming note about the Jets' lone Super Bowl trophy.
The Jets have an incredible, passionate fan base. I saw that last year at Lambeau. Obviously, about Fireman Ed and his passion for the team. I think that's an exciting draw to this as well, as being a part of something special. I grew up watching old VHS tapes of the Super Bowls, and so obviously I know about the guarantee and Broadway Joe. Been a while since then. I noticed walking in this morning that Super Bowl III trophy is looking a little lonely.
I mean, hit all the notes, right? It's like, oh my gosh. He mentioned the owner, the GM, the coach, Fireman Ed, the Super Bowl, Joe Namath. He won't wear Namath's number. Like, somewhere Jason Smith is he can't even handle it. Mike Greenberg, all these knuckleheads that are Jets fans that talk about a team that sucks only because they're their team, not because they deserve coverage, right? I mean, they're the Clippers with one championship. That's who they are, right? They're the Chargers. If the Chargers won the Super Bowl, that's who they are. And yet now they have Aaron Rodgers. They have Aaron Rodgers. Well, it's just, you got to admit, it's crazy that Favre played there and now Rodgers plays there. Right? And someday Jordan Luck might play there, right? Like it is nuts that the last two Hall of Fame quarterbacks to start for the Green Bay Packers in succession both left after tinkering with retirement, coming back, tinkering with the retirement, and then being replaced by the heir apparent that's already been drafted in the first round in the 20s by the Packers, only to go to the New York Jets. Like, that is just the weirdest stuff ever. But that's what happened. That's what happened. And Aaron Rodgers is at his best when people tell him he can't do something. And whether or not the Packers still believe that he could do it, they very likely do, but he takes it as, everybody thinks I'm done. Motivated Aaron Rodgers, a refreshed Aaron Rodgers, is an awesome Aaron Rodgers. How long does he want to do it for? Or how does he deal with the fact that the Jets, they won games last year, but it's not like they were perfectly coached, and it'll be different. Remember, Tom Brady grew frustrated after just 1 year in which he won a Super Bowl. Did the Packers win the trade? Yes. Did the Jets win the trade? Yes. Did Aaron Rodgers win the trade? Yes. And by the way, to people who think, well, this is a dramatic change for quarterbacks in the NFL. Dramatic change. I mean, Joe Namath didn't finish as a Jet. Peyton Manning didn't finish as a Colt. Brett Favre didn't finish as a Packer. Johnny Unitas didn't finish as a Colt. And go around the league. I mean, yes, Troy Aikman did, but it's because he got hurt. Tony Romo did because he got hurt. Dan Marino did. Right? They rode that Dan Marino thing out into the sunset. But so did Ben Roethlisberger, and that just ended last year. But Joe Montana didn't. Steve Young played for multiple teams. This is more the norm than the exception. Yes, John Ramos.
I'm here because I believe.
It almost seemed, Doug, like he was going to his new girlfriend's parents' house. That remember, he was all like kind of rugged and long hair, and now he looked like the guy next door going to the prom for the first time. Cut hair, nice and tidy. You're right, he played all the part perfectly.
Yeah, look, This is the deal to being a quarterback, right? The deal to being a quarterback is you're judged differently. You're judged differently. And you got to be prepared for it. And that's why he's great. Like, all of these guys and their presentation are usually amazing. And we'll get to CJ Stroud earlier today, and the people that just don't get it are the people surrounding CJ Stroud, right? But your presentation is a lot of it. And you might say, well, that's BS. Like, not the position of quarterback. Go around, look at the league. Listen to how Jalen Hurts responds to every question. Listen to how Russell Westbrook does. Well, it's Westbrook. What Russell Wilson does. How Pat Mahomes does. It's part of the position. You're the leader of a franchise. So yeah, like when you get a new spot, you clean it up, you do the press conference, you put on a Jets polo and you go to work. That's a very good point, Ramos. Very good point.